Hello friends, this is Anayat, and I'm on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. And I shared in an earlier video how I was guided to come to Hawaii. And there were a number of insights that I had before coming to Hawaii on this trip. And I wanted to share a couple of those in videos, because when I connected to Hawaii, all of this energy and all of these insights started coming in, especially after I knew I was going. And I had this insight about the planet and about civilization. And if you watched my videos, especially videos around the Toltecs and other sacred sites in Peru, Machu Picchu, etc., you'll know that a civilization upon the earth is something that I'm very interested in, partly because we don't have one today. We have a society today that's very much driven by Western values that are out of balance with the planet. And it's not a civilization, it's a consumerist society. So, what does it take to get to a civilization? I don't think it's idyllic. I don't think it's a utopian, dream. I think it's something that's very real to have a civilization, because there have been civilizations before. And I believe we're entering the phase where we could have another civilization again. And in my Toltec videos, I talked about some of the characteristics of a civilization. The fact that they understand how to work with energies, they understand vibration, they work with stone. And coming to Hawaii, I see evidence of all of those characteristics, as I did in the Toltec civilization. Massive stoneworks on this island that nobody can explain, and on all the islands. Huge boulders that are stacked up. Without the aid of machinery, or not put together by primitive people walking around with loincloths, using levers and such. No. So, on the topic of how to get to a civilization, I think once you tune into these ancient civilizations, and once you yourself can identify that attraction or that resonance you have with the civilization that you have in mind, and just pick one, the Toltecs or the Mayans or whoever you want to visualize, ancient Egypt. When you tune in to that vibration that you feel, that vibration itself is the seed of the civilization. And when you can tune in to that vision of how the civilization was, what its values were, what the internal energy was, the development of the soul is always important in this civilization, being able to bring light and manifest light, and I'll talk about some other attributes of what I think a civilization is in a couple additional videos. But the important thing that I want to share in this video is to capture what that feeling is behind that civilization. And what you do is you focus on that feeling. When people learn how to meditate, there's meditation and concentration and contemplation, all these different forms of conscious practice. And, your practice may be, visualize a rose, or visualize a beautiful waterfall or a beautiful mountain. What I'm saying here in this video is, if you can focus on what is an advanced civilization to you, how would that advanced civilization manifested on the earth feel? How would you feel in that civilization? How would people feel in that civilization? By focusing on that vibration and holding it within yourself, you are actually rooting that light, that vibration, into the human structure. And the human structure is so complex, so powerful, that whatever we visualize gets into the fabric of our being, gets into our breath, gets into our bones. And we, as one of the many human beings, when we take on this vibration, it cannot help but have an impact and have an effect on every other life form, especially every other human being that's on the planet. So when we tune in as a node, we are helping to build this vibration in ourselves, and we are building a larger vibration of civilization for this planet by carrying it, by being the containers of it, And as more and more of us are focusing into what is a civilization of light and how will this civilization of light look, then that becomes a container. And as this image, as this energetic image of civilization grows, at some point, and we may have already reached that point, but at some point there's a tipping point, and there's an initiation, a catalytic point, where this consciousness goes out from us and begins to affect everyone else. So I encourage you both to tune into what your spiritual guidance is, and to tune into those things that remind you of beauty. And hopefully you'll also consider tuning into what an advanced civilization means to you, and to really take those vibrations of beauty and of civilization, a place where the soul can be developed, and bring them into yourself and express them through art. Let them flow through you, and let's see what will happen on this planet Earth, Mother Gaia. Aloha.